Greeting of the day, I am Rajkumar Parashari and I love doing physics. Today I am here with the topic Optical Instrument Part 2. I would like to do simple microscope with some details. Please be till the end of the video for the in-depth analysis of the subject. I would also like to suggest to subscribe my channel to get notifications in time. Simple microscope is a convex lens of short focal length and commonly used by watch repairers, jewelry designers and gemologists. Friends, can you read what is written within this text box? I can't read either. Just look at these digits. Digit 8 has font size 8. Digit 9 has font size 9, digit 10 has font size 10 and so on. So I am able to read digit 9, I am able to read digit 8, 7, 6 with some difficulty. I am finding very difficult to read digit 5 and almost impossible to read digits before 5. So friends, have you ever thought, under what conditions we are able to see, we are able to read an object, and under what conditions we are able to see, we should be able to see internal details within a picture. There are two main criteria provided we should be able to see an object or see the internal details within the object, and these two conditions are: the first condition happens to be sufficient light must fall on the retina coming from the object. And the second condition is the angular size of the object. The angular size of the object should be equal to or greater than 1 minute. First condition basically decide whether we should be able to see an object or not. On the other hand, this second condition ensures that we should be able to see the internal details within the object. So let's try to understand, let's try to find out the value of 1 minute. 1 minute, you see, 1 minute is 1/60th part of a degree. Let's convert this into radians. This should be pi upon 180 is to 60 radians. Its value is about 3:10⁻⁻⁴ radians. So we understand, if the angular size is 1 minute or about 3:10⁻⁻⁴ radians, we should be able to see internal details within the object. Now let's see this fact, and this is a really important fact. If you're reading a book keeping at 25 centimeter, already told that every single letter digit within this textbook is of font size 10, means the size of every single letter is about 2 millimeter. Let's see that 2 millimeter letter or 2 millimeter digit, how much angular size it makes at the eye. The angular size made by the digit or the letter, that should be equals to 2 mm divided by 25 centimeter. This is equals to 80:10⁻⁴ radians. As you can see, the angular size of the digit or the angular size of the letter is almost 27 times bigger than the angular size required to see the internal details of an object, and that is why we should be able to identify every single digit, every single letter, if it is of font size 10. Even if you try to see the font size 9, 8, 7, the angular size as long as is comfortably bigger than a minute, then we should be able to see that letter, that digit, and hence we should be able to read that. You're holding this text box at 25 centimeter away from your eye and you're unable to read. Then what do? Naturally, you bring it closer. Now, as you bring it closer, you find it little easier to read what is written within this text box. Why this happens so? And the reason is obvious. Initially, the object AB was at the near point, and when it has been brought closer, the angular size of the object has increased. Initially, the angular size of the object was this. Now it has increased. Now, as the angular size of the object has increased, we should be find easier to read what is written within this text box. Is it right? Now you see, but here is an issue, that when the object is brought closer to the 25 centimeter, then it so happens these ciliary muscles, these are constricted more than what they can withstand for the longer period of time, and that is why our eyes will get tired. So we should not read textbook which has font size very small, and we are required to bring the textbooks closer than the near point. Otherwise, we will have to bring that objects closer than what is required. Our eyesight may get affected in time. So here is what we should be doing next. In this diagram, a convex lens of appropriate focal length has been placed very close to the eye, and the text box which we want to read is appropriately placed between optical center and the focus. The position of this text box is such that the image of every single letter we see within this text box is formed at 25 centimeter. So 25 centimeter happens to be the place where the near point of the normal eye is, and this is the place where if image is formed, the person will be able to see the text for the longer period of time. Now you see, in this case, though the text box has been held very close to the eye, but its image is formed at 25 centimeter, and that is why this person should be able to read this text box for the longer period of time almost tirelessly. So we already know that the object should be placed at the near point so that it could be seen with clarity. Why this is so? The reason is obvious. The angular size of the object when placed at the near point is maximum. The angular size of the object when placed at the near point is maximum. This is the reason object should be placed at the near point. But here in this case, size of the object is very small to be seen through the naked eye, and we need a convex lens. Convex lens of short focal length we need, and this is what called as a simple microscope. And as you can see in this diagram, the object which is much smaller in size has been placed within the focal length of this convex lens. The object AB is placed within focal length. In the process, what happens? It's virtual, erect, and magnified image is formed. Now here is an important point. The position of this object should be such that its image is either formed at the near point or the far point. These are the two different cases we will be dealing with. Now you see, the position of this object is such that in case number 1, this is case number 1 we are talking about. In case number 1, the object has been placed such that its image has been formed at the near point. Because the image is magnified, and hence we need to find its angular magnification. We need to know how big this object is compared to the size of the object. Is it right? To compare the angular size of the image as well as of that of the object, the positions got to be the same. Is it right? And in that condition, we will be able to know how big the angular size of the images with respect to object when they are placed side by side. Is that right? When they place at the same distance. So in this case, angular magnification is defined as angle made by image at near point upon angle made by the object also placed at near point. As for convention, this is equals to beta by alpha. Friends, do not get confused by the angle shown in the diagram. These angles in the diagram, might be appearing 30 degree, 40 degree. This angle might be appearing 20 degree, but this is not the case. The sizes, they're too small, and hence the angles alpha and beta, they're also very small. So this equation can be rewritten as m is approximately equals to 10 beta upon 10 alpha. And as you can see from this diagram, 10 beta is equals to a dash b dash by ob dash. Is that right? So I had a choice of writing 10 beta is equals to AB by OB, but wanted to write this in context with the image, and that is why in place of writing AB by OB, I preferred A dash B dash by OB dash. Now how much is 10 alpha? 10 alpha, I will try to do it. I will try to calculate from this diagram. This is equals to AB by OB. Is it right? And this point B in fact coincides with this point B dash. Is it right? So this diagram, from this equation, this OB dash will be cancelled by OB, and this is equals to A dash B dash by AB. Interestingly, the angular magnification is equals to size of image upon size of object. Is it right? And this happens to be the linear magnification. So what I wanted to say, that in this case of simple microscope, the angular magnification is same as the linear magnification. Let's write this as equation number 1. Now look at this diagram carefully. You will notice that the triangle O A dash B dash is similar to triangle OAB. Now because they are similar, and hence the ratio of the corresponding sides should also be same. Let's use this theorem. A dash B dash, the ratio of the corresponding sides should be same, and this is what I have written over here. This is relation number 2. Now compare 1 and 2. Compare 1 and 2, then what do I get as? M is equals to OB dash by OB, and OB dash, and this happens to be the distance of the image from the optical center, and this is nothing but V. Let's write with sign convention. So this is minus V, and OB. OB is distance of the object. Distance, this OB is this OB. Is that right? So this got to be minus U. So as I told you that angular magnification is same as linear magnification, and the formula also turns out to be the same. This is relation number 3. Next, from the lens formula. From the lens formula, 1 by V minus 1 by U is equals to 1 by F. Now what you do, you multiply both sides by V. So we get 1 minus B by U is equals to V by F, or V by U is equals to 1 minus B by f. This is relation number 4. Now compare this 3 and 4, then you should be able to write m is equals to 1 minus b by f. So this is the final formula, but at the same time it is conventional to write v is equals to the distance from optical center till the position of image to be minus 25. V is equals to minus 25, and this is also written as minus d. So substitute v equals to minus d in this relation number 5. What do I get as 1 plus d by f? So relation number 6 is used more commonly than relation number 5 in the case of simple microscope. But you need to be very careful. If you're using this relation, then you need to put v is equals to minus 25. When you're using this relation, then you should write d is equals to 25. Let's take one example. When the focal length of the lens happens to be, say, 5 centimeter. If this is the focal length, convex, because of it's a convex lens, so we'll put 5, and the magnification in this case got to be how much? Just substitute 1 plus 25 by 5, and this is equals to 6. So the angular size of the image will be 6 times bigger than the angular size of the object in case number 1. Is that right? Now you see, let's come back to the previous diagram. In the previous diagram, you see the object is placed appropriately between optical center and focus so that its image is formed at the near point. Now what you should do, that this lens should be moved slightly towards your right side such that this AB lies at the focus. When AB lies at the focus, then the final image will be formed at the infinity. This is how the figure should look like, and this is case number 2 as well. And we should be able to see this image as well. You see, these rays are parallel, traveling into the eye, and hence these will be focused at the retina. We should be able to see the image of this object. The angular magnification of the image with respect to the object is defined as m equals to angle made by image formed at infinity upon angle made by object placed at the near point. You see, still we wanted to find out how big the image is compared to the object when it is placed at the near point. Is that right? And the reason is obvious, because the angular size of the object is maximum when it is placed at the near point and seen directly. Now see, this got to be equals to beta by alpha. Now as the angular sizes, the angles made by image and the angle made by objects are very small, and that is why we should be able to write this m as approximately equals to 10 beta by 10 alpha, and this is further equals to, as you can see from this diagram, I should be able to write 10 beta as AB by OB. I have no choice but to write, because the images, virtual images at the infinity, I have no choice but to write AB by OB. A dash B dash is nowhere in this case, and that is why I wanted to write AB by OB, and OB is this from here till here. Is it right? Now from this diagram I will be writing formula for alpha, and this alpha is equals to AB by OB. Now you see, now here is an important point. Now in the numerator, OB OB is this distance, and in this distance B happens to be at the first focus of this lens. Is that right? And in the second figure, in the denominator, this point B refers to this point. So this OB cannot be cancelled with this OB. So I will prefer writing this OB as OF. Is it okay? I hope you understand why I wish to write OB of the numerator as OF or OF1. Further, the size of object in this case, in this figure, and the size of object in this figure, they got to be same. So I need not to change AB of numerator and AB of the denominator. So AB and AB will get cancelled. So what do I get as? This is OB by OF1, and OB happens to be minus D, because I mean AB, point B, is at the near point. So this is minus D, and OF1, F1 happens to be the first focus, and that is why I should be writing this as minus F. So M in this case is equals to D by F. So friends, in case number one, the magnification was M is equals to D by F. This is the case when the image is formed. The image is formed at the near point. And in case number 2, the magnification is D by F. Obviously, the magnification has to be more when the image is formed at the near point. Is that right? So the magnification is more when the image is formed at the near point compared to the case when the image is formed at the far point. So these two cases, they will remain important when we discuss compound microscope as well as telescope. Thank you so very much for being with me throughout this lecture. Do subscribe my channel to get notifications in time. God bless you. Thank you.